and hit record. Okay, I don't know what I just did. All righty, let's go ahead and just bring it back to my view. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, I hope everybody can see my screen. Okay, we are recording. All right. Okay, good. So again, once again, the topic of my class is the profound effect of essential oils on the human body. So it seems like it should be a huge and lengthy discussion. It seems as though we should actually have a chemistry lesson, right? But we're not going to have a chemistry lesson. This is going to be the extent of my chemistry lesson, all right? So our cell membrane, as you can see, there's a semi-permeable cell membrane. What it is, it's a double layer phospholipid bilayer is what it's called. That just means that it's got two layers. So you see phospholipids on both sides of that cell membrane. You see salt trying to get into the cell and being asked if it has an appointment, right? So what that means is that is active transport into the cell, okay? So most things anyway, don't just pass through that cell membrane unless it has an appointment, okay? And what that would be is like cell receptors and, just there are things, whether they're enzymes or things that actually bind to receptors. So we're not going to go into all that, but just let it be known is that things just cannot freely go in and out of our cells, with the exception of a few things, okay? And those would be lipid chemicals, which is essential oils, okay? So let it just, as simple as it may sound, just to understand that doTERRA essential oils can freely pass into a cell where viruses live, where medications and pharmaceuticals and antibiotics, they cannot enter into the cell. So the idea that essential oils can go where no substance has gone before is somewhat true, because cells are very picky and finicky with what they allow in and out of that cell. All right, so understanding that cells are the basic building blocks for life. That is the smallest thing that can actually be called something living. Anything smaller than a cell is non-living. So the things within the cell, the organelles, they cannot survive without that whole cell as a whole, with all of those different parts. Just with all the engineering processes that go on inside of the cell. The simple fact that a cell can divide, and there's so many processes that happen inside of a cell, and that's kind of what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking about, what my thoughts were when I was putting this class together. Is the simple fact that what we want is we want to affect change within the cell, okay? So we're going to just talk very briefly about some of that. I just, I don't want to overwhelm anybody with, chemistry and anatomy and physiology, but I just want people to understand that essential oils are just unbelievably powerful when it comes to cellular response, all right? So essential oils, they are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. Now, I know a lot of people that use herbs, and I would certainly never, just try to keep somebody from using herbs, because I think that they're great. But to know that essential oils, not only are they derived from herbs and roots and plants and stems and trees and leaves and just all different parts of plants, but because of the concentrated nature of essential oils, they are way more powerful than herbs. So you can use them along with herbs, right? Another thing with essential oils that I think is beautiful is the fact that they work with our own body's chemistry. And that's what I started with about the cell and how that it's a lipid outer membrane, right? But not only can they bind and just enter in passively into and out of cells, but they work with what we've already got. They're not going to produce all of these bad side effects and things that we see with pharmaceutical medication. I'm not saying that pharmaceuticals are not necessary at different times, but I'm just saying that pharmaceuticals oftentimes they change our natural body chemistry, which is not a good thing. So they can take us out of homeostasis. Taking care of a problem, yes, but they also have a tendency to take our bodies in places where we don't want our bodies to go. So that's why there's all those warnings. And, when you get a pharmaceutical, you've got like 8 pages of all these, be on the lookout for that. If this happens, if that happens, right? So, but essential oils, not so. They work with our body. So they complement. A beautiful thing about essential oils is their inhibition of bacteria and viruses. And that's a big one. That's a big one. We are at any given time, we've got a balance of especially bacteria in our bodies. We've got a balance. Bacteria is literally covering our bodies. We've got more bacteria in our bodies than we have of anything else. In our intestines, literally chock full of bacteria. Is that bad? No. And so that's the really important thing that we're trying to do at any time is we're trying to maintain a balance. That's why when we would take, like, let's say you take an antibiotic, let's say they give you zithromycin. Okay, let's say you've got a strep throat and they give you a zithromycin. Well, that not only kills the harmful bacteria, that would be if it's a bacterial strep throat. If it's a viral, it's not going to do anything. But if it's bacterial, that zithromycin will kill the harmful bacteria, but it will also kill some of the good bacteria. So oftentimes what happens is we just get out of balance. And so it causes problems maybe in our digestion. We get all of these unwanted side effects, right? But with essential oils, you don't have that problem. Even though they inhibit the growth of bacteria and viruses, they don't make us out of balance. So I think it's very, very important just that we understand these basic facts. Now, just to understand what is in that one little drop of essential oil that you might put in your glass of water and drink. There are approximately, depending on the essential oil, there are approximately 40 million trillion. Now that's a number that I don't even know if we're able to write. 40 million trillion molecules in one drop of essential oils. So that's approximately 40,000 molecules for each cell in the average human body. They're so small, these molecules, that they enter your body through the skin and they go everywhere. Okay. So just really, really, outstanding facts to even comprehend as to how one drop can even get that many molecules. Well, when you think about what a molecule is, it is a very small thing. A little larger than an atom, but still very, very small. So other therapeutic compounds found in nature have much larger molecules. They're not as efficient or effective at entering cells. So remember, that's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about the cellular processes, right? This is what we want. We want a cellular response. If we're putting something in our body that's meant for therapeutic use, we want it to affect the cell. That's really, really important. So essential oils can easily penetrate the cell membrane to eliminate threats. There's no active transport, no ATP, no, you don't have to have an appointment, they just passively pass right through that cell membrane. Why? Because they are lipid-based. Okay, that's why they're called an oil, lipid-based. Plus, essential oils, some of them can pass through the blood-brain barrier. Now, that's pretty big. And, not everybody really understands the blood-brain barrier. Not anything can get up into our brain, and thankfully so, right? Imagine if you're taking, some type of a medication, for, let's say you've got urinary tract infection. You don't want that stuff going up into your brain. There's a barrier that prevents things from getting up there, and it's very selective, thankfully. But essential oils, some of them can literally pass right through, and they're doing a lot of studies on essential oils like frankincense that literally can go in there and make effect to the brain cells that we've got, the nerve cells and all of that. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that's actually being done, the studies of frankincense. Now, essential oils, they also address the root causes rather than just the symptoms. Now, isn't that important? I had a really good friend. She had a migraine, high blood pressure, and she went to the hospital this past week. And so they had diagnosed her. They told her, well, you've got high blood pressure as a result of a migraine. And I said, no, you have a migraine as a result of high blood pressure, which I think she might have gotten that maybe wrong. But so what are they going to do? And what did they do? And I was literally there, and I saw them give her one injection after another. It was this for that, and that for this, and this to take care of the symptom of this drug that we're giving you. And it was all just there to just smooth over what was actually going on. Did anything long-term address her high blood pressure? No. It immediately addressed it. That was it. Did anything that they gave her address the long-term effects of high blood pressure, such as the migraines? No. It just took the pain away right then and there. So, wouldn't it be better to address root causes than just symptoms? Now, I used to suffer from migraines back years ago. I mean, I had them terribly bad. I would be in bed all day. I would be vomiting all day. And then the next day it was like I was hungover. It was terrible, horrible. And, I would get probably on average at least one a month, which basically that's 2 days, basically just being taken out of your life, because they're that horrible that you can't function. And so what I did was, for years, I addressed the symptoms, right? And I knew that, taking Tylenol, taking ibuprofen, usually it would make me sick just taking it. If I didn't catch it quick enough, it was a lost cause. Just don't take anything. But when I started addressing the root cause, what was wrong? There was something wrong. A migraine is a signal that something is wrong. Fevers are a signal that something's wrong. High blood pressure is a signal that something is wrong. So we can address those symptoms, or we can try to get to the root cause of these things. And that's the beauty of essential oils. So I can very confidently say that I don't get migraines anymore. And thankfully so. And essential oils were, and as well as supplements that had essential oils in, what I was doing was I was addressing the root cause. Now, another beautiful thing about essential oils is that you never become immune to the benefits of them. Okay, so pharmaceuticals, That's why they have to change medications and things like that, because you might become immune. And it's not that you're becoming immune, it's that bacteria is becoming immune. They're evolving and changing as a result of what's being given. So it's like they've got one step, they're one step ahead. And that's why we actually have some of these methicillin resistant MRSA infections, because they're resistant to this particular antibiotic that's being given. And so the bacteria when I say that word evolving, all I'm saying is that they're changing, they're mutating, they're becoming smarter, right? They're trying to be one step ahead, because remember, it's all about survival. It's the same thing with viruses. That's why viruses, they change. That's why they have a new virus, new vaccination for a virus every single year, right? I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about the seasonal virus that comes out every year. They change that vaccine every single year. Why? Because the virus changes. It's all about survival, right? But with essential oils, our body never becomes immune to them. There is always a reaction that's being prompted by essential oils. And that's a beautiful thing. So in other words, our bodies are never, they're never telling us, that you can no longer take this anymore. It's no longer going to work. Okay, let's kind of go back. I know I tend to go off on a tangent, but let's go back. So what are essential oils? Okay, they're the essence of a plant. They're literally a gift from the earth. I say a gift from God. They're distilled and they're prepared to bring the power of nature into our home. And that's the beautiful part of it, is that there's nothing synthetic in them. So inside many plants, hidden in roots, seeds, flowers, bark, are concentrated, highly potent chemical compounds. And these natural compounds are essential oils. Essential oils give the plant its smell. Essential oils protect the plant from hazardous environmental conditions, bugs, pollution, radiation. Essential oils assist with pollination and many other things. How do they work? Well, when you open that bottle, and this is provided that it is pure and unadulterated essential oil. So I can't speak for all the essential oil companies out there on the market, but I can speak for Doterra. When you open that bottle, your senses are instantly aroused. I know that's probably one of my favorite things to do, is to smell the oils. Right? I just got this brand new oil. It's called Hygge, and it smells pretty neat. It's a very, very calm and it's a subdued. It's kind of like the opposite of maybe Purify. Purify it's like a bang, right? Lemongrass, it's a bang, right? But Hygge, they actually call it the cozy blend. It's got some beautiful oils. We're going to talk about Hygge here in just a minute. But when your nose, or what your nose detects, are the naturally occurring elements of the essential oils, and it's all processed in that limbic system of the brain. Now, every essential oil varies in its natural makeup, so aromas and benefits are also unique. That's why everybody naturally gravitates to certain oils over others, right? So that would be why I never did this in the past. I never gravitated to floral scents. And a lot of that was because I used to believe that my migraines were incited by strong floral scents. So I would never wear certain perfumes and things like that. But I don't get migraines. It's no longer a trigger for me is to smell florals. And now I absolutely love florals. I wear geranium on my body almost every day. I diffuse ylang ylang. I love floral scents now. And so we gravitate to certain things more so than others. Now, here in particular, another floral oil is lavender. And it includes elements that make it effective for skin irritations and promoting rest good sleep, right? Who doesn't need good sleep? Absolutely, we all need good sleep. Without good sleep, you wake up, you're irritable, you're cranky, you're just not rested. Not only the fact that when you sleep, your body is repairing, your body is regenerating. And if you're not getting good sleep, you're also going to be not as healthy in your body. So relieving stress and promoting good sleep is very, very important. And that's why lavender essential oil is just an unbelievable oil. Not just lavender, there's many other oils as well. Now, when taking internally, let's talk about frankincense, how that it supports the immune, the nervous, the digestive system. It aids in healthy cellular function. Now remember, this is what this whole class is all about. We want to pay attention to our cells. And that's where essential oils come in, because essential oils pay attention to our cells. You can use essential oils literally to transform your life. And now, it might not mean a whole lot to you when I said that essential oils and the supplements with essential oils in it was able to take away my migraines. But what that did for me was big. That was big. If you can take care of something in your life that's just nagging and nagging and nagging, if you can take care of it naturally with essential oils, that's big. That's transformative. So many of the products we use in our day-to-day lives are filled with synthetic chemicals. And these unnatural products can weigh us down and even negatively influence the way that we think, the way that we feel, the way that we live. Okay, synthetics are bad. They cause bodily toxicity, and we don't want that. Pure essential oils offer an alternative to synthetic products. So they're more than just a natural product. Each essential oil has a unique chemical makeup, okay? And they have benefits that are determined by the chemistry of each individual plant, okay? That's why if you were to ask me what to take for a UTI, I'm going to tell you certain essential oils, right? But then if you were to ask me what to take if maybe you're suffering with migraines, I'm going to tell you a whole different set of oils, right? The other day, somebody had texted me early in the morning. It was early. And he was like, "Are you awake?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm awake." And so then he called and he's like, "My wife has got a terrible migraine. She's had it for a week. She's in bed. What can I give her?" And, his wife had already purchased, many essential oils already. So I knew what she had on hand. Deep blue was my first thing. Get the deep blue, rub it on the back of her neck and her shoulders. Get rid of all of that tension. Because oftentimes, especially women, we hold all of our tension right here in our shoulders and on our neck. And loosening all of that up can really help, because what it does is it's going to help with the circulation in our head. Headaches oftentimes are as a result of the circulatory processes in our brain. Okay. Second thing I told him to do was take frankincense and put the top of the bottle right there on his thumb. Turn it over. All you want less than a drop on your thumb. Press it to the roof of the mouth. And then thirdly, I said to take just a little bit of peppermint. Make sure you dilute it with some fractionated coconut oil and just rub it around the hairline here in the temple area into the scalp. And I think it was maybe 15, 20 minutes later, I texted him and I said, "How is she feeling?" He said, she feels better. So he went off to work. And to me, when you can find a solution, and whether it was just one of those three things that she tried, when you can find solutions without taking things that your liver now has to process. Remember, every drug that you take, I don't care if it's Tylenol, I don't care if it's baby aspirin, it has to be processed by your liver. Our livers are being inundated. They're being inundated. And so we're actually going to talk about DDR prime here in just a minute. But just the toxicity levels that's going on with all of these synthetic, chemicals. Now I'm not saying that aspirin is terrible, because it's not a terrible drug. I mean, it's been around for quite some time, but too much of it is not good for our bodies. Remember, our livers have to process it. And that's where we can get into trouble. So just knowing that we've got, some natural and healthy solutions is very, very good. Now, you might think that essential oils are, something new, something that hippies, you walk into a hippie's house, you smell incense and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, essential oils have been around long before hippies have ever been around, okay? I mean, we're talking Hippocrates and Aristotle and Socrates. So they've been around for a long time. They're deeply rooted in the traditions of the past. They've been used by ancient civilizations for many different reasons: aroma care, personal care, religious ceremonies. You can read about them in the Bible. The alabaster box filled with spikenard, right? We read about frankincense. We read about myrrh. We read about cassia in scripture. They're good for beauty, and they're good for food preparation. Now, what do we use them for today? Okay, we don't use them for a lot of those, those type of traditional type of ways, but we still do use them for our healthcare and for our beauty. So historically, they were a part of cultural practices and traditions. However, we now have increasing scientific evidence, and research shows that essential oils can be effectively and safely used in a wider range of day-to-day benefits. Okay, so they can be used for cooking, for household cleaning, for personal hygiene. I mean, the list is endless as to what these essential oils, not to mention just that they smell good. I mean, I use them for perfume. So when you use essential oils, you'll have more natural solutions and fewer toxic, synthetically manufactured products in your life and in your home. So rather than putting in those plugins and those candles and those air freshener sprays, just get one diffuser, and it could take care of all of these problems. I mean, I'm not saying that it's necessarily a problem, but we want our homes to smell nice, right? So oftentimes we're burning candles and plugins and all of that, but they're filled with synthetics. Now, what is the physiology of essential oil? In other words, how do they work in our bodies? Okay, they stimulate change and specific function within the body. Okay, there are potentially no barriers, no tissue barriers to essential oils within our bodies. In other words, basically, they've just got free range within our bodies. Okay, whereas that's not so with antibiotics and things like that. The unique structural characteristics of essential oil gives them the independence to influence cellular activity. And remember, that's what we want to talk about, because that's what we want to influence what our cells are doing. Okay, so essential oils can selectively target specific cells, triggering systemic responses. They know what cells to affect. Okay, now you have different cells, like your cardiac cells are different than your nerve cells, okay, which are different than your skeletal muscle cells, which are different than your smooth muscle cells, right? There are different cells that do different things in different parts of your body, thankfully so, right? Because we want our heart to be acting a little differently than our brain, right? I mean, just think that your heart is pumping continually, and your cardiac system actually acts independent of your brain. You actually have pacemakers embedded in your heart that are actually giving that driving force to make your heart beat. It's really, really interesting when you look at, some of the anatomy and physiology of things. Now, How quickly do these essential oils work? When you inhale, the molecules reach the brain within 22 seconds. Okay, so it's pretty fast, pretty fast. When you apply them topically, within 2 minutes, they will be in the blood system, the circulatory system, and they will be circulating. Okay, and that circulatory system works very fast. Okay, getting things throughout and around. It actually works very fast. Now, within about 20 minutes, those essential oils will reach every cell in your body, and they will cause the changes that you want them to cause. Within 20 minutes, every cell in your body, you have a lot of cells in your body. All right, talk just a little bit about DDR prime. It's a cellular complex, okay? So it supports healthy cellular integrity, and it provides antioxidant benefits, okay? Oxidative stress is what ages a person, okay? So that's kind of the thing that we're trying to hold back, right? We don't want oxidative stress, okay? So DDR prime is a pretty neat essential oil, and it's a mixture, okay? Frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, clove, summer savory, niaouli. These are the essential oils that are in DDR prime, okay? They have powerful antioxidant properties so that your body can properly address oxidative stress for long-term well-being. Just like I say, you can ward off that aging process, all right? Now, each oil that's in there, they don't just throw in a bunch of oils, just, hodgepodge. They're putting them in there for reasons, right? Because frankincense, wild orange have both been shown to promote a healthy response to free radicals. Now, clove provides a powerful antioxidant property. Now, clove, it has got the most antioxidants of any known to man, okay? And niaouli and thyme, they support the cellular immunity and overall cellular health. And then summer savory, which a lot of people don't have, that's been shown to support the body's natural mechanisms to deal with oxidative stress. And then lastly, lemongrass can protect against environmental threats. It's a very powerful oil, lemongrass. Cancer's worst enemy. Now, everybody's afraid of that, we call it the C word, right? We don't even like to say it. It's like a bad word, right? Well, DDR prime is cancer's worst enemy, okay? Because it's great for cellular repair, cellular regeneration, and relieving inflammation. It heals the body at a cellular level. Well, what is cancer? Cancer, in the medical world, we call it a neoplasm, okay? But what is a neoplasm? And neo means new, plasm, growth. It's just new growth. What it is it's cells that are growing and dividing at a very rapid rate. And that's what makes what's called a cyst. You can have benign or you can have malignant. That would be if it's benign, you don't call it cancer, right? If it's malignant, it's called a malignant neoplasm, AKA cancer, okay? So DDR prime, what it does, and that frankincense is very, very important being in there, because frankincense actually stimulates apoptosis. And what's apoptosis? That's just when our cells actually kill themselves if they've got bad things going on inside of them. Okay, so apoptosis is a good thing. And frankincense, among others, stimulate apoptosis. So it's it's very interesting to understand some of the reasons why we would take certain oils, or why we should take certain oils on a daily basis. And DDR prime makes it very easy for us. Okay, so DDR prime supports healthy cell response, repair, and regeneration. It reduces the oxidative stress to our DNA, and it supports a healthy cellular apoptosis, like we were just talking about, and renewal. And look at this. Look at some of the the disease processes that this would be helpful for. ADHD, anti-aging, cancer, thyroid, tissue repair, inflammation, cell health, autoimmune disorders, of which there are many, multiple sclerosis, otherwise known as MS, and neurological issues. What are neurological issues? It could be things like Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's. Pretty neat just to think that, you know, you could be putting in something very natural into your body and reaping all of these benefits. And so what this is prevention oftentimes. I don't want to have Alzheimer's or dementia. And so I'm taking the necessary steps now to prevent those things from happening. Blood sugar, this is big issue. There are so many diabetes diagnosis that are, it's crazy. It's almost like an epidemic of diabetes. It's not only here in America, it's throughout the world. We might just have a huge percentage of it right here. But how do you balance your blood sugar naturally, right? How about having this type of a routine? You know, you get one little veggie cap, right, which Doterra sells. In there, you put 8 drops of Slim and Sassy, 4 drops of coriander, a drop of oregano, and you take it morning and at night. This is your daily routine to help to balance that blood sugar. And then before you go to bed, 6 drops of balance on the bottom of both of your feet, or I'm sorry, when you just wake up, 6 drops on both of your feet, first thing in the morning. How about earaches? I mean, this is a big one. We're getting ready to go into the season, especially if you live in the northern states. You deal with this a lot, earaches. And what about having a natural solution to it, right? Isn't that what we want? Natural solutions in our life. Now, understanding essential oil safety. So you never do want to actually take the essential oils and start dropping them in your ear. Now, what you can do is you can put them on your finger and you can rub it around, but you don't want to just go, shoving all of that into your ear. It's not like they're going to get past the tympanic membrane anyway, but you just don't want to be dropping oils in your ear. Your ear is a very sensitive part of your body, and essential oils are very concentrated. So you can take those oils, like I was saying in this slide right here, you can take those oils, and there are places where you can rub them around, okay? Rub it into the, all of these outer ear areas, okay? And it's going to absorb in, and it's going to make those effects. So you just don't go dropping essential oils into your ears, into your eyes, into your nose. Be very careful even what you put in your mouth. Make sure that it's an essential oil that is for internal use, because there are some oils that you should not be ingesting. And it will say right on the bottle, okay? It will say for internal use, or it will not say for internal use. So just be careful with that. Some essential oils are called hot oils, okay? Remember, I was talking about the peppermint for the migraine. That's why I was saying make sure you dilute it with a carrier oil or olive oil before you put it around your face, because peppermint, it can irritate your skin. Not everybody has irritation with it, but some people do. Okay, one time I think I was making a flu balm for somebody, and I was putting clove in it, and it got on my fingers. And whenever I see oil, I always do this, rub it on my neck. And all of a sudden, I didn't notice it, but the lady, she was like, "Oh, your neck is getting all red." I was like, "What?" So I went into the bathroom. Sure enough, it was the clove, because clove is a hot oil. So it was very easy. I just took a little bit of coconut oil and just rubbed it on it, and it just, what it does is it dilutes the strength of the oil. So there are some oils that are considered hot oils: oregano, clove, thyme, okay, peppermint, right, cassia, some oils that are just considered a hot oil, okay? So you just got to be careful and just understand essential oil safely. When it comes to babies and young children, dilution is key. You do not want to put the same amount on a baby's skin than you would put on your skin. And I learned that the hard way, and my kids will never let me live that down. My daughter had her first baby and he was having some little cradle cap going on. I don't know, maybe it was baby acne. And I took some lemon oil and I just feel terrible. I didn't know. I just didn't know. And his whole face and head was peeling, and my kids just would not let me forget that. So it wasn't like it hurt him, but it just made his skin, just peel. So if you want your skin to peel off, just, no, I take that back. We just want to be very careful, especially when it comes to babies. So, all right. So we just had a convention. It was called Evolve. And I wanted to talk to you guys just about a few of the new products. Now, I know I talked about these a couple of weeks ago, but I thought that it would be good to talk about them again. Now, I got all of these products into my home and I have been using them on a regular basis. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows just a little bit about some of these products. First one is going to be probably the one that I anticipated that I could not wait to get into my home. The most was Madagascar Vanilla. It's a very labor-intensive plant, and it's the most expensive crop after saffron. And because of this, many companies create synthetic vanilla fragrances and flavorings to save both time and money. It's estimated that most vanilla-flavored products don't actually contain any vanilla at all. Thankfully, the case with our Madagascar Vanilla, that's not so. Okay, it's made with real, naturally sourced vanilla absolute. Okay, and I highly suggest that everybody gets it. It smells beautiful, especially once it hits your skin. You can smell it out of the bottle, put it on your skin, and it's like it transforms. Deep blue. Okay, now this is a deep blue that has added copaiba. Okay, so copaiba, what it does is it enhances the strength of the deep blue, and it delivers temporary relief for minor aches and pains of muscles and joints associated with backache, arthritis, sprains, strains, and bruises. Okay, something that you definitely want to try. Okay, the nice thing about the deep blue stick is that you don't have to put it on your fingers. It's not messy. Now, I really love my deep blue now. And so it's going to be really hard to use this when I was just so in love with the deep blue rub. Abode. Now, if you have not tried this new essential oil blend, you're missing out. Okay, this smells wonderful. I heard somebody put it like this. They said that it was a beautiful combination of Purify and On Guard. And when she said that, I was like, bingo, that's what it is. So it has the essential oils of lime, litsea, cassia, lemon eucalyptus, tea tree, arbor vitae, kochi eucalyptus, cilantro, lavender, not lavender, lavandin, and lemon myrtle essential oils. Okay, this is it's a beautiful smell. I've been diffusing it in my house for weeks now. Ever since I got it, I'm almost all done with my first bottle. So I ordered another bottle, and so it's just wonderful, and it's very, very good. They've got a whole Abode line of all cleaning products. And I just got my, because I bought the convention kit and it had a small bag of the laundry pot. So I was like, man, I'm almost out. So I bought another bag of them. Well, just so everybody knows, when you buy just the laundry pods, it's a big bag, as opposed to the convention pack, you get a smaller bag. So I thought that was really neat. I wasn't expecting that. Now, a whole new carrier oil mixture. This is a blend of passion fruit, jojoba, baobab, moringa, tocopherol, and sunflower seed. So this is, now I have not tried this yet. And so this is definitely something that is, this is wonderful. A lot of people have actually been waiting for this because people ask about, why is it only fractionated coconut oil that we get? Well, now we have more. All right, now I was talking about the Hygge blend. Okay, it's called the Cozy blend just because of the oils that's in it. Okay, wild orange, cedarwood, amorous, frankincense, myrrh, cistus, vetiver, tonka bean, and vanilla. So these are cozy oils, and it creates what's called a cozy blend. Now, why doTERRA? I just very quickly am going to go through some of the reasons why we love doTERRA is because it's a co-impact. doTERRA sources oils around the globe, but they're not just sourcing the oils, they're co-impacting. So they're paying these farmers to farm, to harvest, to distill, and then they're setting up, fresh water. They're digging wells, they're piping in water so that they've got drinking water in the villages. Very, very wonderful things that doTERRA is doing. They build schools, they build clinics, they have even built a hospital. So the co-impact sourcing is just a wonderful reason, just one of the wonderful reasons, for me, that I'm going to be loyal and faithful to doTERRA because of what they do. Okay, so through that doTERRA co-impact sourcing initiative, doTERRA is more than just an essential oil company. Okay, look at the jobs provided, the lives impacted. So we've got the co-impact sourcing, but then we also have doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation, which makes me feel so very good. When you give that dollar every time you place an order, what that dollar is doing can never be undervalued. Now look at this. When you purchase this Hope, it's a 10 ml roller bottle, which smells wonderful, by the way, because it's got bergamot and ylang-ylang and frankincense sweetened with vanilla. The full purchase price is donated to doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation, which supports OUR. That's the Underground Rescue Organization. Okay, it's an organization that consists of the world's experts in extraction operations and anti-child trafficking efforts. This movement is getting bigger and bigger because a lot of people, they think slavery was only something that existed, back when, when Black people were traded for money and they were looked at as items rather than people, which was terrible. But slavery still exists and it's bigger than ever, but it's in a whole different format. Okay, it's all being done secretly and in the shadows. And I know here in Atlanta, it is huge. The child sex slavery. I know I talked to my girls about it. It's really big and it's really bad. Have you ever purchased a doTERRA Spa Rose lotion? The doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation partners with other charitable organizations to bring healing, hope, and help to make possible the lives free of disease and of poverty. Okay, now the full purchase price again of this goes to that Healing Hand Foundation again. So the doTERRA Healing Hands, the Operation Underground Railroad, is a wonderful organization. And I'm just putting this out there just for anybody. I know I love giving that dollar. It's not even something that I even think twice about it, And if we have over 10 million doTERRA wellness advocates and wholesale customers all giving that dollar, the things that we can do. If everybody places a monthly order and gives $1, that's over $10 million every month. And the things that doTERRA is doing is incredible. Alrighty, so just these are just the ways that if we don't have these oils in our life, these are the ways that we can get it. Just to know that this month, this Healthy Essentials kit, as well as the Healthy Habits kit, is 20% off. Okay, so it's 20% off $195. And in this case, it's 20% off that $249. All right, that is the end of my presentation. And let's go ahead and change my view. And let's go ahead and